Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Off Meta to KSM, where we're going to be taking our Mistweaver to Keystone Master. So, this is a bit of a different episode. We are going to be doing post-production commentary because I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again for the new people. I've done 4 dungeons with me forgetting the fact that I had my microphone muted. So, this led to me just talking without really recording. So, I said, you know what, let's just make a mega episode. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things in this episode to kind of make it interesting. The dungeons in this episode are a failed plus 15 sanguine depths, another spires of ascension plus 15, which we did. That was my key. Then that key transformed into a 16 DOS. We got it to a 15. We failed it. And then we did a 14 holes. The last 3 dungeons were my keys. The lucky thing is they weren't really interesting dungeons. The only interesting thing about this video is what's gonna happen with the series coming up these next days, because obviously 9.1 was announced 29th of June. I initially wanted to know if it was 29th of June 2022 and not 2021, but it is 2021, so that's nice. So I think the most important question is, do we have enough time to finish this? And by my calculations, the series, I think the last episode will be on June 28th, maybe 29th, exactly when the patch arrives. And that's, which is pretty nuts. I got pretty lucky. I finished it really fast, the series. I really spammed it because I knew there wasn't a lot of time. My saving grace is that I pushed really hard in the first week. I recorded many episodes in the first week, and then I only had to do a few in the upcoming weeks. So yes, I think we have time. If this episode arrives soon, then we should have enough time. Really, there aren't that many episodes left. Not that much going on. I think we already did like 3 15s, so it's just a matter of getting the right key and getting to the right groups. I also want to talk about the upcoming schedule of the series, because I've had a very inconsistent schedule in my opinion. I've had I uploaded daily at one point, then I pretty much kind of stopped uploading, then I uploaded again. The reason for this is that I initially thought that the patch would go on the patch would appear on August, not in June. What I learned from this is that I should not take what the community says sometimes. Especially when it comes to release dates, I should just trust Blizzard as to when things are going to appear. This was my issue. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go back to daily uploads just so I can finish this series. Again, by my calculations, this should be really not that tight, actually. I think we're going to get it in time. I don't think there's going to be any issues. What's coming up for 9.1, since it's going to appear soon? I'm gonna be doing my season 2 of PUGing to Keystone Master. Even though the series was a success in terms of viewership and in terms of everything, really, I've managed to get a lot of people hooked here, which is really nice. I think a lot of people kind of wanted something like this because I was looking around YouTube and there really aren't a lot of people that do this, or if they do it, they usually don't end it, and I think they kind of get hit by the logistical side of this type of series. So yeah, my season 2 of Awhile to KSM will be in season 2, obviously, which is gonna. I hope it's gonna start on June 29th. The issue is that I don't have a third character for it, because I didn't have time to level up the character that I want to use. It's gonna be a healer still. I kind of want to end with every healer that I can. I have I think 4 healers left, so I want to have like a series done with all of them. So I hope I'm gonna be able to level it up the moment 9.1 appears. So yeah, we're gonna go into 9.1 with the season 2 of PUGing to Keystone Master. I think a lot of you guys have not seen my first season. You're not missing on anything, really. It was a really bad series, and I own up to it. It happens, but this series is much better, and it's really what's about to come as well. Plus some other things are going to be changed. Obviously, I'm getting better at commentary, and so on and so forth. I kind of have to work on how I deliver these episodes. The production quality is fine. At least it is fine for me, for as to where it got. Besides the main series, I also want to do some side projects. There has been some requests for my UI, which is pretty interesting. I never imagined that someone would actually like my UI. I feel it's a mess. It's like spaghettis everywhere. But apparently there is some requests, so I'll be doing that as well. Why not? I won't be like explaining. I'll probably do like a video where I'll be explaining what I think is a good UI and how you should kind of manage your UI, while slowly creeping up to what I have on screen right now. Um, that's gonna be the thing. I also want to do, guys. I said it so many times. I didn't really do it. The only, I guess you can say, guide that I did was the state of healers, which happily most of the things that I said were true. They kind of it kind of became true what I said there, which I'm really happy about. But other than that, I have like some class guides that I want to do. Some dungeon guides. This is really what I want to do. I have like a very nice idea of like how I can make dungeon guides very accessible for people, especially bosses and some trash packs. I also have something about the affixes and all that type of stuff. I have the time to do this. Um, most of the things that kind of brought viewers to my channel is this series and state of the healer video. So I think I will be continuing doing that. And that's kind of really about the side project. There's not that much I have planned. Again, do a series, do some guides, and call it a day. And I also want to talk about the this series, the Off-Meta KSM. Now, for obviously there are a lot of new people here that might not actually know the how this series actually started. So I'm gonna do like a kind of a history. Basically, after I was done with my main series, PUGing to Keystone Master, I was very underwhelmed as to how that one went, and I decided, you know what, let's just make another series that I want to be more happy with, because I was not that happy with that initial series. So I said, you know what, let's do another off meta to KSM. You know, get a spec that's not that played, and you know, show that it can be done while also improving the production quality and how I deliver these. I'm much happier with how this went. And what really made me be like, hey, this is gonna be like a one-time series. Like I initially didn't even expect this to reappear. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like one season and that's it. But because it attracted so many people, it's gonna be like a main series. Obviously after my Pokemon to Keystone Master one, because that's really what kind of propelled this. What initially put the foot in. Like that's what really put my channel on the map. What I like about the series is that obviously it allowed me to get more analytics as to what people like to watch and how much they want to watch. I think a lot of people, they want, from what I can see from my analytics, they want slightly shorter videos, which I can probably do, not on this series, because it was kind of based on, it will be like 30 minutes episodes around that time frame. Some episodes have been 20 minutes, but I think the sweet spot is really around 15 to 20 maybe. Though I kind of wish I could do them at a 15. It will probably lower the editing time and the logistical side, which I'll get into soon. So that's what I liked. It kind of gave me more information as to what people want to watch, and since people really like this, and I've seen a lot of people watch a lot of it, the average view time is around, I believe, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, and from what I've seen, people skip around, so which I'm okay with. I'm not expecting people to watch 30 minutes of gameplay. That's absolutely insane. I expect people to watch 30 minutes of gameplay if I had very interesting commentary, which right now I sadly don't have. I have a lot to work on that. But again, I'm really happy. It evolved my channel into something that kind of I want to do more in the future. What I didn't like about the series is the fact that I did it so late. The reason I did it so late is because my first series, it took me so long to end it. It took me so long to end it, just because I was overwhelmed by how many things I had to do and how many dungeons I had to do. It was my first ever push to Keystone Master, and it really showed. it was very, very underwhelming for me, at least, just to see how much I was struggling. And I think from the outside, maybe it didn't look like I was struggling, but I was really struggling with editing, playing, commentating. I mean, my commentary was really bad then, but whatever. Uh, but everything, I was struggling with everything really. I had to manage this YouTube channel, which I had no idea how to do. I had absolutely no idea about YouTube, and you're kind of witnessing my my progression as to how I'm gonna evolve this channel, or how the channel is evolving really. That's what you're kind of witnessing, because I'm not gonna quit it anytime soon. I want to give it more time. Obviously, if it's gonna stagnate really badly, then that's when I'm gonna be considering doing something about the channel. But this way, it's slowly growing up. I've seen people they find my channel now. Before, I pretty much had to pray. So again, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. I also want to talk about Mistweaver, the spec. Now that I've pretty much played it, I would say a decent amount. I feel the spec is absolutely like beyond. I don't know what's underpowered, like a trash can, I guess. The spec has so many issues, man, and what looked to be at the start a lot of fun, it actually started to become a chore, because I was thinking most of the stuff that I was doing with my Mistweaver was so much easier with my shaman. Damage wise, some affixes were a joke. Some healing checks were also pretty much a joke for my shaman. Like, again, it was really fun to do low keys, but the moment I actually started getting into 16s, which is gonna happen in the next episode, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start to do 16s and 17s. That's when I kind of realized, like, holy moly, the spec is like such. It's like so hard to play, but it doesn't have the fact that it's also really underpowered. So it's like this real combination that I just can't really I enjoy the spec. It's just not fun after a while. Like the higher you push, the more issues you have with the spec, and they become more evident, I guess. Will I actually play this? Probably not. If I will play it, I'll probably play it just to make some YouTube videos on it. I feel like it's a spec that I genuinely I hope it gets buffed. If it gets buffed, I'm gonna play it. I just don't like how underpowered it is. It's not even funny. Again, I prefer playing meta specs, because a lot of the things that are very trivial, they become incredibly hard with an off meta spec. With a meta spec, they're much easier. I'm okay with playing off meta specs. I even invited them into my groups throughout this whole series. But again, I just prefer more meta stuff, and this is why I also made this series, which is gonna become a main one. I'm gonna be doing another series. Like, after I'm done with my PUGing to Keystone Master, I'm gonna do another off meta to KSM with another off meta spec. Now, obviously, if Mistweaver is still the off meta healer, then I'm gonna be doing maybe a tank or a DPS. Who knows? I'm not ruling out playing another role. Also, if I finish the first series and this one, so if I finish PUGing to Keystone Master really fast and off meta to KSM really fast, and I think I have enough time for a third series, then I will be doing a new one, a new spin-off, and see how that one fares. Because people like to see challenges mostly. They also like to see the road to Keystone Master, but they also enjoy watching challenges, from what I've noticed. So that's something that I will keep in mind, and I will continue doing. This is obviously, I also enjoy doing these challenges. They're a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Trust me. And what was really not fun about the series was actually PUGing with the spec. I would start recording episodes, and I would just wouldn't get into groups. Straight up, I just wouldn't get into groups, and I had to push my key. I'm not complaining about this. The fact that I have to push my key, I actually started enjoying it, and I learned a very valuable skill, and that is how to make comps, which is really nice. A lot of people, I think, could really learn a lot from pushing their own key. I think you also become more clutch, because obviously it's your key, so you have to give your 100. If I was doing, another guy's key, I would kind of half-ass it a bit. But having my own key, I would always play like 200%. I was also under geared, so I had this like constant stress on me. So yeah, it was a lot of it was a lot of hustle, I guess. I also lost motivation because of this. I was actually debating whether I should stop the series, though I would kind of, I would think about it, and I would be like, listen, I already started it, might as well just end it. I don't like not ending stuff. It pisses me off the moment I start a project and I don't end it, and I would have seen it like this, really. Not actually ending the series would make me really sad. Yeah, the loss of motivation is also one of the reasons why I don't upload that often. Um, it's just, I think the fact that I have to wait 5 hours into LFG, or I initially countered this by pushing my own key and doing much higher keys, which helped me in the last episode. It helped me a lot. The fact that I pushed my own key, because I was doing keys that were beyond what my character could do, like 16s and 17s, which you're gonna see. But yeah, most of the issues in uploading these videos is that I either don't have the content, or B, the logistical side is absolutely bonkers. Like I have to record these. So this is I'm gonna give you like a sneak peek as to how these episodes are made. So basically, I record them, which takes me like, the average of these videos are like 1 or 2 hours. Actually more. I believe it's like 2 hours, or around 2 hours, 1 hour and a half maybe. Then I mean, obviously, while playing, I have to commentate, and this is probably the biggest issue, because I would sometimes, I would be very sad if I had a session where I didn't do that good of a commentary, and again, this would be like, another loss of motivation, because obviously I knew I could have done a better job, right? Then after I'm done, what's it called? After I'm done recording, and obviously with the commentating and stuff like that, basically I edit them, and I have to look at 2 hours of content to see what I can get, what I can add into the video, what I have to delete from the video, and it's such a tedious work at one point. I initially thought that I would remember the moments. You don't remember the moments. Trust me. Like, if it's such a series, you don't remember the moments. And I have to watch 2 hours of content, pretty much, which I'm okay with. I enjoy watching these things. If I wouldn't have enjoyed watching these things, I wouldn't have posted them at the end of the day, to be honest. And yeah, after I'm done editing them, which takes like, I mean, it takes at least 2 hours, because I have to watch the video, right? Oh my god. And after I'm done, I have to render them. Sorry, I have to like kind of do other things, like the thing that you see on the bottom left. I think that one takes like 1 minute, I guess. I also have to look at where I kind of zoomed in, so I delete the watermark, I guess you can call it. I guess you can call it a watermark. Yeah. And then I put the music. I rewatch the video, which is usually 30 minutes long, and then I render the video. And I pray, because my editing program sometimes crashes. So I kind of have to sit at the computer and see if my editing program crashes. If it crashes, then all the work I've done in terms of rendering goes away. After I'm done rendering them, I go into Photoshop, I do a thumbnail, and I finally upload the video. Whew. There we go. That's like all that I have to do, and then pretty much it's rinse and repeat. And it becomes a chore, and at one point you kind of you feel like you're getting overburdened, really. Like you genuinely feel like there's too many things to do. That's what really happened to me. But I hope that in the next series, I'm gonna be much more careful in terms of like logistical side. I hope that's possible. But obviously, I can't really promise everything. I'm still trying. Also, there's something that I want to talk about, and that is community posts and why I don't use them. And I use comments and sometimes videos. The thing is that I get I get to unlock community posts when I am at like 1,000 subscribers. I would be spamming community posts so hard. You guys have no idea. I want that feature to me. It feels like a lot of YouTubers don't use it to their maximum potential to communicate with their user base. especially since I've seen a lot of my viewers are on phones, and because they're on phones, I believe community posts are available only to phones. If I'm correct, I might be wrong here. But what I would be doing is I would be constantly asking you guys, hey, what spec do you want to see? Hey, what challenge would you want to see? You know, all that type of stuff. I kind of communicate, which I really cannot do right now. This is what kind of annoys me. I just cannot communicate with my viewer base. It's really hard. That's the truth. And speaking of this, I also managed to get a sudden burst of people onto this channel, which scared me a bit. So basically, what actually happened is that one of my videos from my first series started to get recommended suddenly, and it got from like I think 5 views, 10 views to like 160, which I was like, what the hell? This video was not even good, and it wasn't good. That's the truth. So from those 160 people, I think around 20 or 30 subscribed and are still here, from what I can see. So that's nice. But I kind of wish one of those videos would actually blow up, like one of my Mistweaver ones, because I would be much more happy with this one blowing up. Actually, not this one, but like the first video, like my first episode of the series. That one would be really nice to blow up, because that's where I think like the sudden jump in production quality is insane, and that's where I wish people would start off with. But yeah, I can't really control what gets recommended, so I just have to live with it. Pretty much, you just have to kind of work with what we have, and what I have is more than enough right now. Also, since again this ties in with this next point, I'm also debating whether I should be making videos for people to kind of vote on what they want to see, like what spec, role, and class they want to see. I'm debating that the issues that I'm not really sure how I can really make like a poll, like a fair poll. If I had community posts, well, I wouldn't have that issue. I could just make a poll in the community post, people would vote, and then we would just take on whatever. But with videos, it's really hard to gauge what people want, because they can vote that, and I don't have like a clear pie chart as to what people want to see, you know. And it kind of blows, and it ties in again to what I said, that, you know, listen, I want to talk my viewer base. I'm not really sure how I can do it. People from YouTube, they sometimes maybe don't have a Twitter or whatever people use these days. I don't know. So yeah, it's really hard to get a hold of my community, sadly. Even though it's a really small one, and it's like very easy to kind of manage right now, because that's really the truth. I'm pretty lucky that I have a very small community, and I can kind of interact with them, and I also remember the names of people. Trust me, I remember your name. If you comment, I remember you. Trust me on that. I also have like a video where I actually remember one of the demon hunters that applied. I remember his name. I think it's episode 12 maybe, or episode... Actually, no, I think it's episode 10 or around that time. It's called I Remember You. I also want to talk about the goals of the next series. The next series is going to be, again, as I said, PUGing to Keystone Master. And we're going to be taking a fresh character, not tied to my main character. And we're going to be blasting again from zero to hero. So yeah, if you got this far, thank you. You're amazing if you got this far. Basically, what I wanted to say is that daily uploads are back. It's gonna be finished in time. Don't worry about that. And I think that's it, really. Yeah, the series is gonna be finished in time. Don't worry about that. And I'm gonna see you on June 29th, maybe, for the next series. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys. Bye bye. Peace.